We're now live on YouTube, starting on Rumble, starting the music. That's the wrong button. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly answer questions you don't even know you have. The sources of this information come from the come from the website onthisday.com and the smart device application's historical calendar and today in history. For links to these sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar of the description below. And as per usual, all links gathered throughout this program will appear post live stream. Anyway, I am Xander, and who am I joined by today?
King's Refuge.
Yep. And of course, you viewer are you. We will be joined by the Golden Loon. The Golden Loon! At some point. Sooner rather than later, hopefully. But yeah, like, you viewer are you, whether you're watching us live or some point in the space-time continuum, thank you very much for your patronage. Anyway, today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, July 5th, 2024. How was your 4th yet last night? Did you go and see some fireworks?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I went to this area over by a golf course, actually, like, let's see if I can find it on the maps really quick. Yeah, it's up over by this golf course, and I probably should not be telling my secret spot, but yeah, I'm trying to get a Google like street view of it here. Like, here we go. So let me bigger this. So essentially, like this is where I was last night. Obviously, it was darker.
Yeah.
But can you imagine from horizon to horizon?
Oh,
just
nice.
Fireworks everywhere, and so much illegal stuff. Because like after 2020, because California and all over the country, I believe, canceled the 4th of July because of the pandemic and all that stuff. All these people, like you've probably seen the video of the helicopter footage over LA with all the fireworks. Well, people got the connections. Yeah. Now, but it's just that so many fireworks were just all over the place. It was astounding. And here we go, the loon.
Yeah, it was.
What is that?
Banana.
Oh. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into today's history here. Do you want to start us off in 649?
649, St. Martin first begins his reign as Catholic Pope.
All right, Another Pope Day.
1166, Australian town of Bad Queenkirchen is first mentioned in an I have no idea how to pronounce that. Celestial document.
Yeah. When in doubt, enunciate. Actually, you know what? We have the technology. We can go to Ecosi here, search up the word. So relating to the Christian church or its clergy, it is an adjective. It's not telling me the... Scoliosis?
No.
Ecclesiastical.
There you go. Yeah, I have actually heard that before. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I have not. Huh. All right, but I wonder if there's a bad Kleinkirchheim, then there has to be a good one. Yeah. I would assume so. I mean, the existence of a meatball sub, suggests the existence of a meatball dom. As the meme goes.
A veggie sub.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you got another one here in 1295.
1295, Scotland and France form an alliance. The beginnings of an old alliance against England.
Yeah. So, like, Scotland and France. So that's a pretty interesting alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure the music is not too low but too high. I only have so much. I gotta... Maybe I should play it in a program or something. I don't know. Anyway, moving on up to the 1628, English settlers established the town of St. Michael, which is later Bridgetown on Barbados.
Oh.
All right. 1643, we have the first recorded tornado in the U.S., specifically in Essex County, Massachusetts. That's a tornado, 1643.
Massachusetts, that's pretty far north.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the weather changes and all that stuff over hundreds of years and all that stuff. I wonder, like, if Native Americans have any, like, folk tales about tornadoes, if they believe it's from the eagle god or whatever. Like, they have the giant eagle cryptid or something like that. 1687, Isaac Newton's great work Principia was published by the Royal Society in England, outlining his laws of motion and universal gravitation.
Ooh.
And Isaac Newton, of course, is the one who, I wouldn't say, like, would you say discovered gravity, or like gave it a human word to it? Because gravity's always been around, obviously.
Yeah, but he gave the perception of
Yeah.
gravity.
Yeah, after the apple fell on his head.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, really interesting, original Apple logo. The very first logo of Apple, like we all know, about Apple, but it was this right here. Open image in new tab so I can bigger it.
Really?
This was the original, Apple Computer Company right there. That was their very first. But even back then, to accentuate, how evil this company is, they changed it to the more easy, Apple with a bite out of it, because they didn't believe most people would be smart enough to understand what this is.
Yeah.
It's Isaac Newton sitting
yes,
on
it is. Yes, it is.
So even back then, when they were first founding, they thought lesser of the intelligence of the common man, and I find that disgusting and despicable.
No,
like,
come on, give him a break.
No.
Everybody comes down their logo.
It's like a tab.
It's done everywhere.
Children, what catches your eye? So they're just looking for a logo that catches the eye. There's nothing evil about that.
No, they specifically changed it because this is documented. They believed that people wouldn't understand. They believed that the common person was too stupid to understand this reference to Isaac Newton. So that's why they changed it. That from their words, not mine. They admitted that. So
I don't think they're necessarily wrong.
Well, they're not wrong, but at the same time, they shouldn't be thinking lesser of people. Like, I mean, the Loon here has a
They
point.
want something simplistic to catch your eye. That's the point of a logo.
It is what it is,
Very
man.
true.
That's what I say.
True.
I can't knock them for
People
that.
are not the brightest.
Yeah. Still.
If you go too deep and go over people's head, you lose what you're trying to do. And that's what a logo is. Just that, catch the
Simple
eye.
as
That's all it
possible.
is. Supposed to be simplistic,
Like
catch
the
your
F in
eye,
Facebook.
want you to look for more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just don't like Apple, So anyway, what
It
do we
is a
have?
bit demeaning.
Yeah. What do we have here in 1715?
1715, Ottoman troops stormed citadel of Akronis in the Peloponnesus, massacring a large part of population and selling the rest into slavery, and inspires Lord Byron's poem, The Siege of Corinth.
So yeah, selling people into slavery. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people think slavery is like white people going to Africa with a bunch of nets. No, absolutely not.
That's
Like-
a small sliver of slavery, unfortunately.
There were slaves of all colors. There were slave owners of all colors.
Yeah.
And it's said and believed that the very first slave owner in the Americas was a black guy. He owned
Yep.
people. So but nobody talks about that, of course.
Well, I don't.
Inconvenient
I'm not
use.
going to say because I don't know if it's true.
Yeah. Well, we could look it up. What was the first slave owner in America black? And there's probably we're going to find a Anthony Johnson, colonist. Though Caesar was the first person who was declared an enslaved person in a civil case, there were both black and white indentured servants sentenced to lifetime servitude before him. So I'm not getting. I've seen it. The fasting story, Anthony Johnson, whoever this Anthony Johnson guy is, allegedly first slave owner. I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, what else do we got here? 1809? Actually, no, 1775.
1775, Second Continental Congress drafts the Olive Branch petition to King George III.
Yep. And something a lot of people don't realize, about the revolution and all that stuff is we tried to, sue for independence. We asked the crown to be independent hundreds, if not thousands of times, and they just kept saying no. They kept increasing taxes. They kept
why
pushing
would they
and pushing
agree with
and pushing.
that? They're in charge. They're making a ton of money. Of course they'd say no.
Yeah, well, but you can only say no so long until the people
Well,
that you're
then
making.
it's going to be a revolt. You're
Yeah,
right.
and then
that's what it took. And that's what.
Yes.
And they said, go ahead, try to revolt. We'll crush you. They're just, and they're not going to allow it.
Yeah. Bet.
Yeah.
Bet.
We happen to, against all odds, we happen to win.
Yeah.
Still don't know quite how we did pull that off, but we did.
Well, it was because of France eventually started helping us, and then
Well, that's a big part of it for
yeah,
sure.
but then something that I didn't really fully realize until like a month ago or so, like when we started getting back on doing these shows, or
Yeah.
I was trying to do them.
Yeah.
With 3 times a week instead of every day type thing. Spain helped by becoming a belligerent and starting the siege of Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar.
Mm-hmm.
And that drew British attention over there. So Britain
Gave them another front to deal with.
Yeah. So Britain, is right across, the English Channel from France. Spain is, more southwest of that. And so they had 2, contenders, somewhat, of other superpowers. Spain, France, and Britain were the big 3, back in the time.
And going back to the original thing, of course they said no. If they had said no, go ahead. Yeah, we will. Then everybody would. Their whole empire would crumple.
Yeah.
Everywhere would say, "Well, we want it too. We want it too." So no, they had to show the strong arm
And look at how weak it really was. Like the whole world was against them. Like at some point you gotta stop taking bites. Like and they overextended themselves. 1809 is whatever. I'm actually going to delete that from the script here. But what do we got here in 1811? This is pretty interesting.
1811, Venezuelan Declaration of Independence. 7 provinces declares themselves independent of Spain.
All right. Yeah, like as I said, like July is like Independence Month, not just because of the 4th of July in the United States, but as we know, well, not really Independence Month, but I guess Country Month, because Canada was formed on July 1st. And there's so many other countries, forming, adopting their constitution, redoing their constitution, becoming independent, being granted autonomy. Like so many countries all over the world, like have something major for them in July. It's astounding. And here we go, another one, Venezuela. 7 provinces. So. Moving on up into 1830, France invaded Algeria and began a 40-year conquest. 40. Like, that's a long time to conquest a nation, especially something like Algeria. Like, that's a war.
That's a long, long time.
Yeah. 1834, the provisional government formed in Oregon County. And we're going to be talking about Oregon County here in a minute. But first, we have 1841, Thomas Cook opened the first travel agency.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, people traveling all the way back,
Yeah.
it's, 1841.
Yeah.
Slowly, it took a while, but still.
Yeah, you wanted to go to England. It was a trip and a half.
Yeah. Well, like, that reminds me, remember that scene from Truman Show when he went to the travel agency?
Oh, yeah.
And they had posters, like, all over the wall of, like, disasters, like a plane crashing, saying this could happen to you.
Yeah.
Like, trying so hard to discourage him. Like, I don't care. I want to go to Barbados. Or where was he?
Where I can't remember.
He wanted to go to somewhere.
I think it was Barbados, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. 1843, as I said, we have a committee of 9 was appointed to establish a civil government in Oregon County. So here we go. Or country. Oregon country, not county, but Oregon country. So, it wasn't a county, it wasn't it was just open, unincorporated land and all that stuff, that we were occupying.
Yeah. So that has to be on the West Coast, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Oregon.
yeah.
Yeah. And here we go. 1852. King?
1852, fugitive slave Frederick Douglass delivers what to the slave is the 4th of July speech to the ladies and anti-slavery Society of Rochester condemns the celebration as hypocritical sham.
Yeah.
Hypocritical sham.
Hypocritical sham. Yeah, I mean, like, whoever doesn't agree with them is a fool. Like, what is the 4th of July to a slave? You know? Like, you're not independent.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Oh. And Frederick Douglass, like we
It's
spoke
in the
about.
name. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like independence. It's in the name.
Yeah. But Frederick Douglass, we spoke about this like yesterday or the day before or something. He was appointed. Speaking of wasn't he appointed as the ambassador to Barbados from Lincoln, or something? Like,
Yeah, he was getting something.
Yeah, let's see here.
One of those islands.
Today he would have been called an advisor to the president.
Well, he was an advisor.
Yes, I know.
I
don't know if they recognized that in that day, but
well, no, they did. He was like he was buddy with Lincoln.
absolutely was.
So,
yeah.
Haiti. Here we go. Frederick Douglass was named U.S. Minister to Haiti, and that was July 1st, so 5 days ago. Moving on up. What do we got here in 1859?
1815. American sealing ship Captain N.C. Brooks discovers the uninhabited Midway Islands in the North Pacific Ocean and claims it for the U.S.
Yeah. Midway.
Was uninhabited?
Yeah. Yeah, well, Midway, the Midway Atoll, like it's a very small islands. Like here, Midway Island. They're rather small. Like that's it right there.
Yeah.
Like just big enough to slap an airfield on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they were really small. And what a lot of people don't know is they're actually part of the Hawaiian island chains. And the reason why it's called Midway is it's midway from the U.S. to Japan.
Yeah.
Like you knew all this and everything. You live with me. You hear all this history stuff all the time. But yeah, later.
Well, what I don't realize is that it's part of the Hawaiian chain.
Yeah.
That I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's part of the Hawaiian island chain.
Which is all volcanic made.
Oh yeah, of course.
And as the platelets move.
But yeah, here we go. There's Hawaii over here. We have Hawaii, Maui, Oahu, Kauai, all these. But
Where's
then
Midway?
Midway's all the way over here.
Yeah.
Like, let me bigger this image if I can. Yeah, there we go. Oop, wrong button.
So all those, is that all islands we're seeing in there that are labeled?
Yes, these are all different islands.
So they would all be part of the Hawaiian chain.
Yeah, all of this is the Hawaiian chain.
Okay.
But all of this, it's Marine National Monument. It looks like, and Midway is all the way over here on the left. But yeah, no, Hawaii, you're part of the whole chain right there. Moving on up, we got 1865. Here we go. The bane of drivers.
1865. Great Britain creates world's first speed limit law.
Thank you, Britain. They invented police and speed limit laws.
Yeah.
I wonder what the speed limit was.
Yeah, what was the speed limit?
Probably
like
15 miles an hour.
25?
Not even 15. I'd say, okay, Locomotive Acts. Let's see here. Were a series of acts of Parliament in the United Kingdom regulating the use of mechanically propelled vehicles on British public highways during the latter part of the 19th century. Yada, yada, yada. The most strict restrictions and speed limits were imposed by the 1865 Act, the Red Flag Act, which required all road locomotives, which included automobiles, to travel at a maximum of 4 miles per hour, or 6.4 kilometers an hour in the country, and 2 miles per hour in the city. Wow. You can literally walk faster than that.
As fast as that.
Yeah. And 1 second, I need to sneeze, so I'm going to mute my mic.
5 miles being too fast. That's crazy.
Well, I remember hearing
Foghorn Leghorn here.
Yeah, I remember hearing a story about like the world's first speeding ticket issued, or at least maybe the United States is. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but I spoke about this the other day.
Yeah.
A guy was going 8 miles per hour in a 5 zone, and that was the first ticket. So, but some countries, and I'm all for this. They don't have a flat rate on their speeding tickets. They go based off of your income. So
Yeah, no, I know.
like I've
Yeah.
heard stories of like like wealthy people like in some European countries or
Yeah.
whatever, they get a speeding ticket. They're like they're going 5 over the limits. Their ticket is like $3,000
Oh,
or
yeah,
something
or
because
more.
yeah.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah, which I'm all for. You need to pay your equivalency. Like, if you pay $5 and you make, $1 million a year, then you're going to be speeding all
Yeah,
the time.
but wait a minute.
Nothing.
Wait a minute. You can be a billionaire and heading for bankruptcy.
Heading, but not there yet.
Well, you know what I mean. So that's not fair. I mean,
Yeah.
you're trying to hold everything together, and all of a sudden you got a $10,000 fine for a speeding.
Well,
ticket.
maybe don't speed. How about that?
Well, that's for everybody.
It is for everybody, but not
the
fair.
equivalence thing doesn't work for me.
Not fair my rear end because, if you don't want a ticket, don't speed. It's that simple. If you can't afford it, then don't do it. I mean,
Why not charge everybody equivalency when you go to eat or you go to amusement parks? Where does that stop?
well, one is breaking the law.
Yeah.
Okay? And the other examples are not breaking the law. So, don't break the law. I mean, it's pretty easy. But we got another 1865 here, and this one is an eyebrow raiser, but not too surprising. Okay?
63? Yeah, 64.
Yo, Ghost, how you doing?
Hey there, all is good.
Nice. How's your 4th?
It's good. What about yours?
Really, really good. Went and saw a lot of fireworks, actually. Like, I'll talk about it after the show. I've already gone over all that, but just a field of fireworks. I could see all the way to the ocean from horizon to horizon. So much illegal stuff, and it was awesome. I'll show you my view after the show. I've already gone over that earlier. But anyway, Sir King, what do we got here in 1865?
1865, U.S. Secret Service begins operating under the Treasury Department.
So look at that. So the Secret Service, not for the president, not to protect the president, but to protect the gold. There you go. 1884, U.S. Congress accepted the Second Chinese Exclusion Act. I do not like that at all. Shouldn't be excluding anybody, as long as they come in through the proper procedures. 1887, Columbia University Forge crew became the first U.S. boat to win at London's Henley Regatta Visitors Challenge Cup. USA, USA. 1891, hail killed 16 horses in Rapid City, South Dakota. Yikes. They didn't have them in stables or anything. That sucks.
Jeez.
Those poor horses.
Gotta be some big hail.
Yeah, well, of course. But, man, there wasn't a tree or anything. They were just out there. They had to just take it. That sucks. Those poor horses. But what do we got here in 1898? Really good one here.
1898, Lizzie Arlington becomes the first woman to play professional men's baseball when she pitches ninth inning for the Reading Coal Beavers against the Allentown Peanuts. Allows 2 hits and walks on a batter, but preserves 5-0 win.
Wow. The women playing baseball 20 some odd years before they get the right to vote. That's really cool. So yeah, movies like A League of Their Own, a lot of people, not very many people know about things like that, but even fewer know, that, 1898. I did not know this, until we just covered it, or until I researched it yesterday. That the very first woman to play professional baseball. That's really cool.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? We're now into the 1900s.
1900, compulsory education law passes Dutch first chamber.
All right, so now you have to have an education in Dutch in the Netherlands. All for that. As long as it's not state-sponsored education, that is. But, yeah.
1904 New York Giants 18-game winning streak ends as Phillies win 65 in 10th innings and at Huntington Park.
18-game winning streak. That's really good.
Crazy.
Yep. Oh, we got another Netherlands thing here.
1922 first general election in the Netherlands. Nice.
And the next 22, I believe, ties into it because it's the same stuff.
Oh yeah, 1922 woman first vote in the Dutch elections.
Ah,
Christian Party wins.
All
there you
right,
go.
go women. 1929 Wimbledon women's tennis in the first All-American final. Helen Wills Moody defeated Helen Jacobs 6-1, 6-2. Helen versus Helen.
Yeah. One was in a bad mood.
Well, one was just moody. No, women.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
That's gonna get me canceled.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-oh, we have a woman with us. I better watch what I say. 1932, Antonio D. Oliveira. Oh, she left. What the hell? Okay. Antonio. I hope I didn't offend her.
She's probably gone before.
Antonio de Oliveira Salazar became the premier and dictator of Portugal from 1932 to 68, so that's a pretty long tenure right there. Founding the authoritarian Estado Novo, the new state regime. Yeah, Portugal. That's over by Spain, right?
Yes.
That little,
yes.
little sliver there.
Yep.
1934, Bloody Thursday. Police opened fire on striking longshoremen in San Francisco. That's not nice. Gotta suppress the people. Oh, yay! Ghost back. What happened? Are you okay? I guess she's ghosting us now. So,
I pushed the wrong button. Sorry.
1934. You want to tell us about this guy, King? You're a sports guy.
Lou Gehrig hits record 17 career Grand Slam in Yankees 8-3 win versus Washington, passing Babe Ruth's total.
He had 17 Grand Slams?
Man, he must have been
Jeez.
hungry.
Only you.
Yeah. Well, I make that joke all the time. It's almost becoming too overused. But we haven't been to a Denny's in, 2 years? It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. And here we go, 1935.
1935, FDR signs U.S. National Labor Relations Act.
Effective the next day. Effective the next day. So that was added in between yesterday and today. So U.S. National Labor Relations Act. Let's take a look at this really quick. What was this act? The National Labor Relations Act.
Sounds like something to do with the unions.
Yeah. Making it clear that it is the policy of the United States to encourage collective bargaining by protecting workers' full freedom of association. The NLRA protects workplace democracy by providing employees at private sector workplaces the fundamental right to seek better working conditions and designation of representation without fear of retaliation. Well, retaliation comes anyway.
That's give them the right to form unions, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't have good union backing. So, same union you were in, though.
Oh,
but 50 years apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1937. You got another baseball one here.
New York Yankees outfielder Joe DiMaggio hits 20th home run in the season, but first career Grand Slam and 8-4 win versus Boston Red Sox.
All right.
I had Joe DiMaggio's autograph.
You had? What happened?
I don't know what happened to it. It's disappeared over the years somewhere.
Did your mom throw it out when you moved away? Or
No, she wouldn't have thrown it out.
Well, you know how moms already throw things out.
He signed a dollar bill.
Huh. All right.
Have no idea what happened to it. Somewhere along the line it got misplaced.
I hope you didn't spend it or something.
No, I wouldn't have done that. But all the moves I've made over since I was a kid.
Yeah. Man, that's
Just
a
somewhat,
shame.
yeah.
That's a real shame.
That's not the end of the world.
It kind of is.
Mr.
I mean,
Coffee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've ever seen the movie Sandlot, you know, like, you would understand how valuable the signature is.
Yeah.
So, 1937 as well, Spam, the luncheon meat, was first introduced into the market by the Hormel Foods Corporation. Yeah.
Good old Spam.
Good old Spam.
And does anybody know what it stands for? You do.
Spiced ham or something
Yep.
like that? Yeah. 1940, diplomatic relations were broken between Britain and Vichy Nazi puppet government in France. So, of course, you know, they're a puppet government from, you know, the fascists. Because Nazis took over and occupied northern France, and then they had a puppet government in southern France, Vichy France. 1 year later, German occupiers disbanded political parties. I mean, that makes sense. They're occupying, you know.
Yeah.
You're not going to allow anything other than your own.
No.
So. And then 1943, during the Battle of Kursk in the USSR, Operation Citadel, Nazi German Panzer Division assault began what became the largest tank battle in history. So, the Battle of Kursk, very big. That's why we have this as our thumbnail for today's. I don't know who drew this, but the kid who drew this really good, especially because they have the Germans coming in from the west, because that's where they were, you know, located geography, and they had the Luftwaffe, and then the Russians, you know, coming in from the east. But Battle of Kursk. Let's see if we can figure out how many tanks, because it was a large tank battle. You can see from this map here how many divisions and all that stuff were there.
It is huge.
We have pushing lines here from the Germans. But it lasted, oh God, from July 5th until August 23rd of 1943. 1 month, 2 weeks, and 4 days. That's a long victory. That's a long battle. Soviet victory, of course. But let's see here. Here's Operation Citadel. So we have like 2,929 tanks. Holy crap! 2,000, almost 3,000 tanks. I didn't even know they had that many tanks. Could you imagine a 3,000 tank battle? And that's one side. That's one side. Oh my God. Oh, okay. The Russians. 7,360 tanks. Oh my God.
So that's 10,000 tanks in battle.
That's 10,000 plus tanks in battle total.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tanks.
You're not kidding.
Oh my God. Yikes. Moving on up into 1943 as well, the U.S. invasion fleet of 96 ships sailed to Sicily. So the invasion of Sicily, the metaphorical soccer ball of the boot that is Italy. Like Italy looks like, you know, it's a boot. And it looks like it's kicking Sicily like a football.
Oh, okay.
You know, like actually here, let me map of Italy. We all know about the boot shape, but yeah, it looks like it's kicking a deflated ball.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say Italy is Tom Brady's foot. And of course, he'd be in a stiletto. So, but what do we got here in 1944?
1944, Harry Crosby takes first rocket airplane MX-324 for maiden flight.
What did this bird look like? The MX-3. Oh, wow, that is... Okay, I thought that was a big belly. That's just for the landing gear, but that's a rocket plane.
Good grief.
And it looks like you're on your belly.
Yeah.
Like that has got to be terrifying. Like, come on, load image. Well, oh, there we go. So yeah, so it looks like you crawl in through a hatch at the top, but that's definitely you're laying on your belly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yikes. And there's an explosive behind you that could just blow you up.
Well, remember when we got in that down in Palm Springs, got in those...
the B-52? Yeah, the Flying Fortresses?
Yeah, got in the back where that tail gunner was.
Yeah.
Laying down.
Yeah.
Totally exposed by, you know, glass all around him.
I tell you what, though, I'd rather be a tail gunner than a ball gunner. The ball turrets?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, ball turret gunner.
Yeah, you're really exposed there.
Yeah. Well, what's really crazy is, like, you can only get in and out when the ball turret is like in a certain position.
Yeah, well, like that. Look at that. See, I mean, there you go. It
Yeah.
tells you.
Yeah, but like normally you don't access it. Normally you don't access it from the outside. So that they have this. That's weird. But there's tales of like, the ball turret being jammed. Because it takes damage or whatever, and there's this one instance of the landing gear failing.
Oh.
So
you're done.
yeah, and needless to say, that guy got crushed.
Yeah.
He's right there. Terrifying. Moving on up into 1945, during World War II, liberation of the Philippines was declared. All right. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. 1 year later, 1946, Louis Reard's design for a bikini swimsuit debuted at the Paris Fashion Show. And here we go. The scantily clad, stuff starts.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't like the bikini of today.
Oh, absolutely not. But that's what I said. Once it starts.
Beginning, yeah.
Yeah. It leaves nothing to the imagination. Women just have no modesty anymore these days. Most women don't. It's really sad. Disgusting. 1946, British Open Men's Golf at St. Andrews. In first post-World War II championship, Sam Snead won his only Open title, 4 strokes clear of runners-up Johnny Bula and Bobby Luke.
Sammy Snead.
Yeah.
Great golfer.
Yep. First post-World War II one.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. 1948, the National Health Service was established in the UK. Minister of Health Aneurin Bevan attended ceremony at Park Hospital in Davyhulme, Trafford. All right. What do we got here in 1950?
1950, law of return passes guarantees all Jews the right to live in Israel.
Yeah, passed by the UN, who had, should have no say, over what a country does or all that stuff. Like, it's a union of countries, not a dictatorship of them, but it's supposed to be, at least. And here we go. Got a historic invention.
1950, U.S. forces entered combat with the Korean War for the first time in the Battle of Osan.
Ah. So the Korean War, the Forgotten War.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just before you, like while you were a kid.
My brother was, they were drafting and everything for the Korean War then. So he was older than I was.
Yeah.
So I was too young and he was just right there. But he had exemptions. Vietnam, there was a far fewer exemptions. Yeah. But, he was a student or whatever, then he was married. And each step, he just was ahead of the game. Just happened that way.
Yeah. I'm too old to be drafted, thankfully now.
Yeah.
So
you passed.
For a little while, I was concerned, especially with everything that was going on, in the Middle East and all that stuff. Like, the towers went down when I was, brand new in high school.
Yes.
And by 2004, but by 2005, like I graduated, and I always had, the back of my mind, like, the draft might come back, I might get called up, and like, I don't know what I would have done. Like, probably fled to Canada, So, but here we go, our invention here in 1951. What do we got?
Dr. William Shockley invents the junction transistor on Bray Hill, New Jersey.
So what is the junction transistor? Bipolar junction transistor. Okay, like, does it have an attitude or something? It's bipolar. It's a type of transistor that uses both electrons and electron holes as charge carriers. In contrast, a unipolar transistor, such as a field effect transistor or FET, uses only one kind of charge carrier. A bipolar transistor allows a small current injected at one of its terminals to control a much larger current flowing between the terminals, making the device capable of amplification or switching. Do you have any of these in the shop? Like, this is kind of your forte.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because you work with electricity and all that stuff. And here we go. We were talking about bombers. This is not the same one that we climbed through. I think this is the one that was used in, still probably in use today. Well, no, that's the Strato Fortress. What do we got here in 1954?
1954 B-52A bomber makes its maiden flight.
So it was the Strato Fortress. I just looked it up. It's this one. Yeah, 52AF Strato Fortress.
Oh.
And this is that's interesting. They must have done an engine switch because normally
Yeah.
it has two engines.
Yeah.
You know,
That one
but-
doesn't.
Well, yeah. Well, it has on this wing.
Yeah. No, but the one engine doesn't.
Yeah. It's just one big one.
Yeah.
That's I've never seen them configured like that. That's interesting. Because normally, right here they're uniform. So, moving on up, you got Elvis Presley here.
1954 singer Elvis Presley first professional record session with guitar Scotty Moore and bass player Bill Black takes place at Sam Phillips Memphis recording service in Memphis, Tennessee. The trio record 4 songs, including a historic cover of Arthur Big Boy, put up song "That's All Right."
Ah, you know that song?
What's the name of the song again? I couldn't quite hear him.
That's all right.
That
Yeah, kind of. It wasn't one of his big ones.
Ah,
Or it probably was, but I have heard of it, but I can't think of it. I'm trying to think of the tune as I'm talking.
I don't know. I'd play it, but then I'd get slapped with copyright.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, it's not worth it.
Yeah. You got one more 54.
1954, the BBC broadcasts its first television news bulletin.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As I said, the BBC started off as a radio thing.
Yes. Yes.
So, and actually, I think we spoke about it, when they first formed as a radio thing or something involving their radio a couple days ago. Moving on up into 1956, France raised tobacco tax 20% due to the war in Algeria. Huh.
That makes everybody happy.
Yeah. We didn't want to start a war with Algeria. Now we're going to pay 20% more in taxes for tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Screw that.
It's called a sin tax.
Yeah. 1958, first ascent of Gasherbrum 1 between Pakistan and Chinese border. The 11th highest peak on Earth. All right.
And what's the height of it?
Let's see here. Gasherbrum 1. Let's see.
I would have heard of it.
Well, the 11th highest peak. Who cares about the 11th? 8,080 meters or 26,510 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Yeah, that is. Oh. Hidden peak. Huh. All right. 1959, Indonesia restored their constitution. And 1 year later, 1960, Mongolia adopted their constitution. All right. And by the way, here's an interesting fun fact about Mongolia. We all know Mongolia is a landlocked nation,
Yeah.
So that they have a navy.
They do?
Yeah,
Wow.
apparently. I don't know for what, a lake, but they do have a navy. So.
That's weird.
And I see Ghost is talking in the YouTube chat. Hello, Ghost.
Hi, Ghost.
Yep. 1962, Algeria gained independence after 132 years of French rule. So Algeria, as I said earlier, the month of July is very big.
For transformation of countries.
Yeah, constitutions.
Yeah. Well, that's the transformation of power.
All that stuff. We got a pretty big one here in 1962 for you, good Sir King.
Max. Oh, I'm sure. 1962, massacre of all Algeria members of Algerian National Liberation Army killed Pied Noir, Algerians of European descent, and European expatriates, an ethnic genocide upon the Algerian independence from France, killing an estimated 95 to 400 people over 3 days. Well, that's a
Wow.
gap there.
So their first act as an independent nation is to kill foreigners. Gee, that sounds like a welcoming country. Not going to
Yeah.
Algeria now. So.
And
Hey.
expatriates.
Yep. Hey, you get to talk about the Beatles.
Oh, but not P63 first video tune hit U.S. charts at Dale Shannon's cover of "From Me to You" at number 1, or at number 87.
Yeah. Number 87. Ringo, hey, I don't know what to say in a Beatles accent. Like,
I
I'll tell you what, they overtook this country in a heartbeat. It was
I
unbelievable.
tried.
yeah, that was the one time an invasion from Britain was successful.
Yeah.
They tried in 1812. I mean, they did burn down the White House, but still, like, they didn't stay here.
No.
Yeah. Here we go, some Greek stuff.
1965 Greek-American soprano Maria Callas makes her final opera stage appearance in the title role of Giacomo Puccini's Tosca at Covent Garden, London. Woo!
You got through it.
That was a tongue twister. That was a tongue twister.
That was a struggle. 1966, New York City Transit Authority raised basic bus and subway fare from 15 cents to 20 cents. So here we go.
That's a good sized jump.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. 1968, Manifest of 1,000 Words was published in Prague. Whenever I hear manifest, that, kind of concerns me. It's like a communist manifesto or something.
Well, there's all kind of manifestos.
Oh, yeah, of course. But they're very seldomly good.
Yeah.
So that's why it concerns me. But I can't seem to find this. So if anybody can find this, let us know in the comment section. That'd be wonderful. We got some tennis here in 1968 as well. Wimbledon men's tennis. Rod Lever defeated Tony Roche 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 to earn the first ever prize money, £2,000 offered at Wimbledon.
Oh, yeah.
So the first prize money at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of Wimbledon, we have another men's tennis here. Actually, no, I already read that here. 1968, John Lennon sold his psychedelic painted Rolls Royce. So,
oh, I remember that.
and I used that as a thumbnail last year or something. But
Yeah.
check out. Wow, that is a paint job and a half right there.
Nice.
Yeah. I tell you what, Ringo, nobody has a car quite like mine.
I wonder if that came out when he had that. If it came out, if he did that after the Yellow Submarine song.
That is a good. It's
Yeah.
yellow. That is
Yeah,
a good.
well, that's what made me think of it. The
Yeah.
yellow.
And he has what is that? Like a.
It's a piece of crap. What can I tell you?
It's an over the fence piece of crap. That's what it is.
We've seen those babies fly.
Yeah, but it's not a PT Cruiser. But what was a Fiat?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
did Fiats exist back then?
Oh, of course.
They did.
Of course.
Huh.
In Europe.
Okay. Yeah. And that's not where you put the hood ornament. On the roof. What the hell is wrong with you? 1970, Air Canada DC-8 crashed 7 miles from Toronto's airport, killing 109 people. Yikes. Oh, DC-8. It's one of those bigger planes. Let's take a look at this thing. DC-8. Oh, well, okay. Not what I thought, but it was a passenger.
Yeah.
That sucks. 1971, the 26th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was certified, reduced voting age to 18. And you've brought this up a couple of times, Loon.
Yeah.
Like, for the Vietnam and all that stuff, like the hoopla.
Yeah, well,
like,
yeah. In Vietnam, the thing was,
you can go die
how
for
can
your
we
country,
get,
but you can't vote.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not just taxation without representation, dying without representation.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. But now they're trying to reduce it to 16.
Yeah.
They did so in New Zealand.
Oh, really?
Now the legal voting age, I believe, is 16 in New Zealand. It's stupid.
Well,
Stupid.
You're still that teenager that's engrossed in groupthink.
That's why they did it.
Yeah.
Because that's the only reason. That's the only way they know that they're going to get votes for their party is if they get the stupid people to do so. Like the kids, and the ignorant, immigrants and all that stuff have no idea what this country is like. Because you're outside of it or you're too young to understand.
Yeah.
So, 1973, General Juvenal Habyarimana became president of Rwanda in a military coup d'etat. And yeah, dictator and president of Rwanda. So,
Yeah.
He looks like a villain. Look at that. Like he has that villain like smirk like hee, I'm gonna blow up the world.
He's got the villain's crown,
Yeah, the hair,
like,
the forehead kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the villain crown.
Yeah. But just his face, in that photo, he looks like he's.
It's
scheming.
a weird smile.
Yeah, very schemy looking.
That's a good way to put it. He looks schemy.
Schemy.
A schemy smile.
A schemy smile. An SS. Uh-oh. What do we got here in 1973 as well?
1973, Isle of Man begins issuing its own postage stamps.
All right. Now, what's really interesting is Isle of Man has one of the weirdest flags in all of flag history, to my knowledge. Now, I'm not
How do you know this?
Because it's a weird flag, and let me show you why.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, that is weird.
It's
Yeah.
just a bunch of legs. What the hell is that?
That's awesome.
That is weird.
It's
And
like,
they're all wearing cowboy boots.
yeah, they have spurs. They're medieval. They're night-legging cowboy boots. What the hell?
That is awesome.
One leg short of a swastika. You know, like,
Gives new meaning to the middle leg.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, is that supposed to represent something? Like,
I have no idea.
well, I'm going.
That's a good pull, though.
I'm going along with the third leg, idea from you. Like,
Yeah.
are they residents of Isle of Man hung? Like.
Oh, God. Mine was subtle, at least.
Oh, what's subtlety? Me? What? Subtle? Oh, heavens, no.
Oh, man.
We got some more tennis in 75 here. Wimbledon men's tennis. Arthur Ashe became the first black U.S. citizen to win Wimbledon. Defeated countryman Jimmy Connors 6-1, 6-1, 5-7, 6-4.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Didn't he die of AIDS?
I believe he did. And they don't have his photo here, but Arthur Ashe is the guy with it looks like he has a fro on his fro. So let's see, Arthur Ashe.
Bro.
Yeah,
He's a good tennis player, but he's a great human being.
Yes. I'm trying to find the picture specifically that they use, but there's an angle and
While you're there,
Arthur
what
Ashe,
did he die
cause of
of?
death. Arthur Ashe, cause of death. I would presume AIDS because that was like a
I can't remember if he died.
that was
before
a
that.
predominant cause of death in the black community, because we all know that HIV was introduced into the black community from the CIA. This is documented. This is fact.
What does this say? Anything?
Let's see here. Died. It's not telling me how. All right.
Maybe he died pre-AIDS time. I don't know.
No, it's about the same. It's about the right time. Health. Yada yada yada. A heart attack. Okay, but
Okay. They're not gonna
death.
say.
Oh, here we go. AIDS-related pneumonia.
Okay,
So
it
yeah,
was,
there you go.
okay.
Yeah, but no, as I was saying, the CIA introduced HIV/AIDS to the black community like a shadow genocide type thing. Like
I'm not gonna go
that's
there with you.
no,
Sorry.
that's documented. That's not a
Is it?
conspiracy.
Okay.
That's documented.
Okay.
So, 1975 as well, at Nebworth Festival in England, Pink Floyd debuted their album "Wish You Were Here" with pyrotechnics and an exploding plane, which flew into the stage.
Oh, jeez.
Not over the stage,
Oh, my
not
goodness.
onto the stage. And boom, like I wonder if there's a video of it. Like, let's see here. "Wish You Were Here" concert plane. "Wish You Were Here" concert plane. Let's see if there's a video of it. Pink Floyd. Well, that's from 3 years ago. That's in color. "Wish You Were Here." What year was that? 1975. So let's refine the search here. Okay, I think this might be it. Let's see. Trying to find plane flying in. I'm not seeing it. I see a bunch of lasers, but There we have pyro. That's not pyrotechnic. I thought that was an explosion. Well, if anybody can find this, because I'd love to see a plane flying into a stage. That sounds phenomenal. Like it's not over. It's not on. It's into the stage. I have seen fireworks.
I've never heard of that. That's amazing. I thought I would have.
Yeah, I have seen fireworks launched from a biplane though.
Really?
Yeah, fireworks biplane. I'd like to show you the whole video, but like it's.
Now we gotta move on.
No, I'm not going to show you the whole video right now, but like just see, there's lasers and there's fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
flying
There it
off of
goes.
it.
There it
And this
goes.
is when he's doing a loop de loop.
Barrel roll.
No, a barrel roll is this way. This is a loop de loop. But dude, like
Dual barrel roll.
no,
Fox?
barrel roll is like this.
Are you
Like
sure?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
I'm very sure.
Yes. We are very sure.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm not.
believe me, it's of internet culture.
Oh,
Trust
really?
me.
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll.
Dual
Yeah.
barrel roll, Fox.
Yeah, from Star Fox. Yeah. But, like, could you imagine seeing this live? Like, you know, this is not of this, 75 concert. This is something else. But just a plane, like, on fire, launching fireworks and everything. And it's a biplane, too, you know? Like, those are usually made of wood. Anyway, what do we got here? We have another 75.
1975, Cape Verde Islands gains independence after 500 years of Portuguese rule.
Yo, let's give a cheer
Woo.
to Cape Verde Islands.
Wow, 500 years.
Half a millennium.
Ooh, yeah.
Of Portuguese rule. Yeah, we got some tennis here, 1980.
1980, Wimbledon men's tennis. Bjorn Borg beats John McEnroe 1-6,
McEnroe.
75, 63. Mob. Is that McEnroe?
McEnroe.
Yeah.
The loon. Knows.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I got it. McEnroe. 1-6, 75, 63. 6-7, 8-6 for his fifth straight Wimbledon crown with famous 22 minutes, 34 point, 4 set tiebreak.
Wow.
All right.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds very impressive. But this next one is even more impressive. Holy crap, dude. Wow. 81?
1981, that's the year I was born.
Hey.
Jean Mahadevan recites 31,811 digits of pi from, oh my god,
Yeah.
from memory.
Wow.
Mm.
That's crazy.
I can't remember 31,811 things at all, let alone of one something specific. The digits of pi, like
Yeah.
wow. All I
Yeah.
know is 3.14. That's it.
That's it. Don't ask
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even remember your name.
I mean that's
Hey,
kind
you.
of that's kind of par for the course though, with your age. You know.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, you gave me that. What was I supposed to
I
work
am your
with?
straight man. I don't know how that came about,
Yeah.
but
Here we go. You know, France is screwing with Algeria again in '83.
83, France invades Algeria. Ooh.
What the hell, France? What are you
Yeah.
doing? But this next one is unfathomable. I didn't even realize that this could happen. You want to take it?
Got lost here.
83,
Yeah,
a woman
83.
directly after Algeria.
83, a woman gives birth to baby 84 days after brain dead. Oh,
after what?
Brain death
Oh, jeez.
in Roanoke, Virginia. Roanoke, of all places.
Well, you're still the body's still functioning.
Yeah,
You function without.
wow.
that's
And they
something.
probably kept her alive, so
Yeah.
she gave birth to the baby,
Yeah, yeah.
and they feed her
Intravenously
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
IV and all that whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, then to be that kid later on, like
Oh.
I mean, it's one thing to have your mom die in childbirth or anything like that, but be like, holy crap, my mom was dead for brain dead for 84 days before she gave birth to me. What the? What?
Almost 3 months. They need 3 more months.
But then how? But if the brain is dead, like, does the body just naturally burst? Because you have to breathe, you have to do. There's a lot of cognitive function.
Yeah, but it doesn't involve your brain. The brain will get oxygen on its own.
Yeah.
But it needs substance and water and everything else. If you feed that, the body will continue to work.
Yeah. It's kind of like that story of that.
It's just like they keep people alive in a coma.
Yeah. Yeah.
The body isn't. The brain's still working. It's not dead.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't have to function the body.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the story of the headless chicken. Some guy cut off the head of a chicken or something, or it got accidentally decapitated, but enough of the brainstem was still in the neck that the chicken lived for like another month or so, and they just fed it, right into the esophagus, right into the neck. Like that.
Couldn't live without that story.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so to speak.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 1984.
1984, Supreme Court weakens 70-year-old exclusionary rule. Evidence seized with defective court warrants can now be used in criminal trials.
Exclusionary rule. What is that? Let's take a look at that here. Let's see here. Based on constitutional law that prevents evidence collected or analyzed in violation of the defendant's constitutional rights from being used in a court of law, this may be considered an example of a prophylactic rule. Prophylactic? Okay. Formulated by the judiciary in order to protect a constitutional right. The exclusionary rule may also, in some circumstances at least, be considered to follow directly from the constitutional language, such as the Fifth Amendment's command that no person, quote, shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, end quote, and that no person, quote, shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, end quote. But I still don't understand what I just read.
I can't help you.
I'm not a lawyer-tician, so... Moving on up into 1985, Nicholas Mark Sanders of England began circumnavigation of the globe, covering 13,035 road miles in 78 days, 3 hours, and 30 minutes. But, like, of what? Walking, bicycle, car? Like...
Well, it wouldn't have been walking.
Yeah. 1986, we have the inaugural edition of Goodwill Games opened in Moscow, Soviet Union, USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. 1986 as well, Wimbledon women's tennis. Martina Navratilova defeated Hanna Mandlikova 7-6, 6-3 for her 7th Wimbledon singles title. Congratulations.
I think those were consecutive too, if I'm not mistaken.
Not sure. Maybe not. I don't know. Then 1986, Nancy Reagan cut a red, white, and blue ribbon to reopen the Statue of Liberty after refurbishment. All right. Then we got off of main source here, some baseball for me.
The A's first baseman, Mark McGwire, becomes the first rookie to hit 30 home runs before the MLB All-Star Game as Oakland beats Red Sox 6-2. Woo!
I wonder when he started juicing, because McGwire juiced, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if he was already started or if he was
I don't
legit.
think so, because there's early pictures of him when he wasn't all muscular and buffed, So he had to start, I'm guessing.
Maybe in the 90s?
Somewhere in his career, I don't know.
Well, obviously.
But not as a rookie. But, I mean, as a rookie, I don't think he was juicing.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I was just wondering when he started. Oh. And restart the music. We got a TV show here, rather known one.
1989, Seinfeld, originally titled The Seinfeld Chronicles, screens its pilot episode starring Jerry Seinfeld, Jason Alexander, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Michael Richards at NBC.
Now, who the hell is Jerry Stiller? Like, why do they have him up here by...
That's what I was wondering. I know the name. Stiller.
Well, I know Ben Stiller.
Stiller's
That's his son. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know why he's up there. Maybe he founded the show or something. He is a writer.
Oh, he's the loud one.
His recurring role as Frank Costanza on Seinfeld. Okay, so he was part of it.
That's right. Frank Costanza?
He's George's father.
Yeah, Frank Costanza. Yeah, this is Frank Costanza.
Oh yeah, okay, he was his father. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was George Costanza. I said that can't be. Yeah, no, he was. You're right.
Okay. What else do we got? Another baseball one. It's somebody else who I think was juicing as well.
19.
Yep.
Yeah, a little bit. 1989, Barry Bonds homers in Pittsburgh 64 loss versus San Francisco Giants. Joined father Bobby Bonds as MLB father and son home run record holders, 408.
His father, Bobby Bonds, was a great baseball player.
Huh. This next one I read ahead, and this next one is rather hilarious. 1989, British singer Rod Stewart hit his head on a lighting fixture while on stage and knocked himself out in Pine Knob, Michigan.
Oh.
Punk. Like, now, is it just me, or doesn't he look like Richard Hammond from Top Gear? Like, the spitting image of him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like,
You know Stewart's music? It's really good.
I do not. But
Yeah, listen to it sometime. It's really good.
Richard Hammond. I have to show this to you. Like, this is probably not. He has a beard now, or a good goatee. Richard Hammond, old. Let's see if they have an older picture of him. Well, kind of, sort of. But I mean, like he kind of looks like him. Like, you know.
Yeah, I see what you're going for. There.
Hairstyle, the face, a little bit, kind of. I don't know. Anyway, 1989 as well, South African President P.W. Botha visited ANC leader Nelson Mandela. And P.W. Botha was the good...
I know that
Oh,
picture.
wait, no, he wasn't. He was the bad guy.
I know that face from somewhere.
He's an evil man. He was one of the most notorious leaders and proponents of South Africa's apartheid system.
That's what it was. Yeah,
So-
okay.
Because I keep getting P.W. Botha mixed up with F.W.D. Clerk. Because, you know, the initials and all that stuff.
Okay.
Clerk was completely against apartheid, while Botha was all for it.
Yeah.
And I am surprised that these two met.
Well, it was inevitable. You know, I mean, as Mandela's popularity and power is growing,
Yeah.
he had to relinquish.
Well, no, like he...
Well, I don't
After-
think yeah,
after Botha was de Klerk, and then Mandela.
right.
So, moving on up into 1990, Steffi Graf's record run of 13 consecutive tennis Grand Slam singles finals ends, beaten in Wimbledon semifinals 6-3, 3-6, 6-4 by U.S. Zina Garrison. 13 consecutive.
She's
That
a
is
great women's tennis
impressive.
player. She doesn't get recognition for how great she was.
That's unfortunate. We're going to be talking about Serena and Venus Williams later on. Actually, it's really funny. One of them, like, well, we'll get to there. What do we got here in 1991?
1991, American jockey Ray Sybil wins his 3,000th career race aboard Sporting Surf at Pleasanton, California. Wow, 3,000.
I can't even imagine, you know, participating in 3,000 races, let alone winning.
Winning 3,000.
Like that's incredible. And hey, we got some more tennis. It is Wimbledon season.
Yep.
So
Okay, in 1992, Wimbledon's men's tennis. American Andre Agassi wins his first of 8 Grand Slam singles titles, beating Goran Ivanisevic of Croatian 6-7, 6-4, 6-4, 1-6, and 6-4.
what was the country again?
Croatia?
Yeah, there we go.
Now he married Steffi Graf.
Oh, he did?
The other tennis player.
Oh,
yeah.
all right. Yeah, no, you threw me for a loop. You said crotation. I was like,
Don't eat those crotations.
no, those are
I don't
those
see
are croutons.
Croatia often.
Got some more baseball here with this guy with the not bad face.
1993, as outfielder Ricky Henderson leads off both games of Oakland doubleheaders versus Cleveland with homers, first time since 1913. Wow.
80 years. 80 years. You know,
Hey.
and I 100% agree with that face. Not bad. You know, good play. Good job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nice.
Here we go. Okay,
1993, Icelandic musician Björk releases her first solo album debut.
I mean, fitting title. You know? And I don't know why. I love her name. Bjork! You know,
Björk.
Bjork.
Björk.
1994, disgusting scum guy here. Amazon.com, founded in Bellevue, Washington by Jeff Bezos. Boo! Boo, Jeff Bezos. Boo, Amazon. The way they treat their customers. Dude, we, just yesterday, we got a package, you know, on our doorstep. And this happens so much. Amazon, they get on the street and they drop it off because we're the first house on the street. So they just routinely drop stuff off either at our house or our neighbor's house, and then they go up the street and down just so that way,
They're just
you know,
in
it
a
looks
hurry
like.
and they're mixing up the numbers is all.
Yeah,
they're
but-
not doing it. Okay, let's take it to the first house. They're not doing it on that reason.
No, they're doing it. Yeah, no, they are because they're trying to meet a quota. They have to deliver like 100 boxes an hour or some obscene number. It's ridiculous.
Well, we're
Absolutely ridiculous.
Both of them are one number off in the middle of the numbers. So it's just, they're looking at it quickly, scanning it and
Yeah.
dropping it, not realizing that isn't the exact
Yeah.
number.
I'm not
Which
saying
is
you're
up the
wrong.
block.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying in a more likely case scenario, like they don't even look. They just see the street number and just throw it, because what Amazon does is they just give you another package for free in hopes that it'll deliver at that time. Like, they make so much money. They have so much extra income that they can just afford to just, you know, give people another like delivery if something gets lost, you know, or misdelivered.
Well,
or
I'll
whatever.
give
It's
you that they
ridiculous.
really push their drivers to get so many deliveries in an hour.
Yeah. But if anything, I'd rather be a driver than somebody working in one of those fulfillment centers, because they don't even get bathroom breaks. They have to piss in bottles at the belt. You know, it's obscene, absolutely inhuman what Amazon is doing to its employees. You know, I don't know why anybody even uses it still. Anyway, moving on up, 1997, we got some more tennis here. Wimbledon women's tennis. 16-year-old Swiss Martina Hingis defeated Jana Novotná 2-6, 6-3, 6-3 to become the youngest Wimbledon winner in 110 years.
Wow. I don't even know
Impressive.
her name. Yeah.
Yeah, well now you do, kind of. Martina Hingis.
Yeah.
All right. 1998, New York Yankees defeated Baltimore Orioles 1-0 to improve record to 61-20, equaling best 81 game start in MLB history. Nice. We also have Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Roger Clemens collected his 3,000th career strikeout in a 2-1 win versus Tampa Bay, and he was the 11th to reach this milestone. Nice.
Yeah.
3,000 strikeouts.
It's a lot.
Moving on up into the next millennium, what do we got here, King?
2003, French diver Sebastian Bourdais wins first ever night road course event in champion car history on Cleveland's Lakefront Airport layout.
Huh. So night racing.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting because race cars don't have headlights. They're just
Well, is the
stickers.
track lit up, or do they have red light for that particular?
Well, I'd assume the
Race.
track would be lit up. But yeah,
Or do they have headlights for that type of race?
probably. But yeah, no, like, you know, I learned this from cars
Like
of all
Le Mans,
places.
they go 24 hours, so they have headlights.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and they're out in the desert. They would not be lit up.
Well, not in the desert.
Yeah, no.
Cross country, yeah.
Yeah. And here we go.
2003, SARS was declared contained by the WHO after affecting 26 countries and resulted in 774 deaths.
Yep.
Jeez.
And by the WHO, we're talking about the World Health Organization, not
Yeah,
Not the-
rock group.
yeah. Well, there's another band out of Mongolia.
Oh yeah,
Called the WHO.
Mongolia, the WHO.
Yeah, the WHO.
W.
I remember the Guess Who, but that wasn't
Yeah.
out of Mongolia.
Yeah. Well, there's this one song I really like called Wolf Totem.
Ah.
It's really good.
Oh,
Yeah. You got some more tennis here, 2003. Oh yeah, here we go. This is when we're gonna have our tit for tat. Here we go.
2003 Wimbledon's tennis. Serena Williams successfully defends her title, beating her older sister Venus Williams, 4-6, 6-4, 6-2, and reverses in 2008.
Yep. So in 2008, we're going to be talking about that again, where Venus defeats. Pardon me. Where Venus defeats Serena. So we have Serena defeating Venus, and then it goes the other way in 5 years. 2004, we have the first direct presidential election was held in Indonesia, eventually won by Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. All right. 2006, emergency United Nations Security Council meeting at the UN in New York because of North Korean missile tests that day. Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they didn't have this in chronological order. We also have North Korea test at least 2 short-range Nudong-2 missiles, 1 Scud missile, and 1 long-range Taepodong-2 missile. Why they didn't have that before, you know?
Little Rocket Man.
Yeah, Little Rocket Man. And here we go. Back to King. You want to read this one? 2008.
2008, Wimbledon women's tennis. Venus Williams successfully defends her title, beating younger sister Serena 7-5, 6-4.
Yep. So back and forth.
Yeah.
Man, you want to talk about sibling rivalry? Rivalry?
Rivalry.
Hello. Remember remember when I was a kid and I used to say Park is Pock? You know, like and they gave me
from Boston.
Yeah, and they gave me like when I was in elementary school, like some words I had a Boston accent for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I legitimately used to say Park as Pock. So they wanted to give me like a vocal tutor or whatever it is that they're called, like help me. You know, like
a speech therapist.
A speech therapist. There we go. Now, I wanted nothing to do with it. I didn't see the problem with it, but people were like, "Oh, you can't be talking like that for whatever reason." So what did we get? We got, like what did we get as my speech therapist?
I think we vetoed it.
We did, but but initially it was this Asian lady. She was like,
"Oh yes,
hello."
No, that's the one that interviewed us. That
Yeah.
you needed a therapist, and she's the one.
Yeah.
I'm going. Wait a minute. How's he going to learn? I wasn't.
So I'm going to go from.
You already have a dialect.
Yeah.
Is he going to learn your dialect?
Yeah.
No.
So I'm going to go from Boston to Mandarin. Yeah, that's going to help me.
He said, "No, we're not putting you in the class."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hell no. But yeah, you got another tennis one here.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
It's funny as all get out.
Ridiculous.
2009, Wimbledon's men's tennis. Roger Federer beats Andy Roddick of the U.S. 5-7, 7-6, 7-6, 3-6, 16-14 for a record 15 Grand Slam single time.
Wow. 15.
That's about.
Yeah. Man, he's a hungry guy. And hey, to talk about somebody that we used to know, like self-fulfilling prophecy here, 2011.
Somebody that I used to know, single released by Joint featuring Kimbra Grammy award-winning pop duo group performance record of the year 2013.
Have you seen the Star Wars version of that?
No.
Star Wars used to know. We gotta watch this after the video. It's really funny. But yeah, no, somebody that I used to know, like, great song, like went viral, and they never made another one. It was like a one-hit wonder.
One-hit wonder.
And they just went back into obscurity. Like they didn't make other ones. They didn't try to keep going.
Fail?
As far as I know, like they just made a viral song and then just went back to mediocrity. Like, as far as I'm aware, I don't know. Maybe they tried. No. Anyway, moving on up to 2012, Enrique Peña Nieto of the Institutional Revolutionary Party was elected president of Mexico after a recount following irregularities. Yeah, and now we have a psychopath killing all of her, opponents over there. Yeah. 36 deaths.
Oh my goodness!
Like,
yeah, it's
yeah,
insanity over
like,
there.
I mean, stereotypes exist for a reason. Bitches be crazy. So, 2012 as well, former Argentine president and dictator Jorge Rafael Videla was sentenced to 50 years imprisonment for the abduction of about 400 babies born to political prisoners. What? Wow. what happened? Like,
I'm not
Yikes.
familiar, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But, boy, howdy. It didn't seem like enough time.
Argentina, yeah. 2012, harness racing trainer / driver Dave Pallone set a new North American record for wins when he drove Hercules Hanover to the winner's circle for his 15,181st career victory. What?
Jeez.
15,000 victories? Wow. That's insane. What else do we got here in 2012? Sir King?
I'm sorry,
South Korea?
South Korea announces plans to begin scientific whaling of mink whales. What's
Quote
a mink
unquote
whale?
scientific whaling. Like, no, they're just killing people. Needlessly. Or not people, but
What's a mink
whales.
whale?
Yeah.
Killing the whales. Yeah. What is it with Asian countries? And they just hate whales. You know?
Well,
Like,
I mean, they use the whales for a lot of stuff.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, whale and
fuck are
dolphin!
you, whales? Fuck are you, dolphins? Like, and we're quoting
They used
South
to,
Park here.
up in Alaska, they started whaling out the whales out there to get the fat for.
Oh
oil.
yeah,
You know,
like
so it's the same type of deal.
yeah, I understand, but like nowadays there's no need for commercial whaling. You know, like they're just doing it out of tradition more so than necessity these days. At least the Japan and all that stuff. But here we go, the Shard.
The Shard, the tallest building in Europe, is opened in London at 309.6 meters. And for American talk, that's 1,016 feet.
Yeah, Freedom Units, and you know of the
Freedom
Shard,
Units.
right? This one.
Oh yeah.
I think looks like a shard. Well, we got to put that back into the stone. The shard and the stone. The crystal shard from what was the Dark Crystal?
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Yeah.
Seen, yeah. I hope you've seen this.
Yes,
movie,
I've
that
seen
movie.
Dark
Okay,
Crystal.
good. 2016 FBI released report stating Hillary Clinton was, quote, extremely careless, end quote, handling classified emails, but doesn't recommend prosecution. Of course they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
criminal.
Yeah,
What?
selling you in.
You know, what she did was criminal.
They need to put her under the prison, like, into her own little place and seal it off forever and eternity, and then build a prison for her Goonies to spend the rest of their lives in. 2017, 101 people were reported shot, 15 killed in Chicago, Illinois over 4th of July weekend. Yeah, Chicago, of course. A certain community, killing themselves. So, 2017 as well, followers of Indian spiritual leader Ashutosh Mahara won a court case 3 years after his death to keep his body in a freezer in case he should return to life. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, good luck with that, Actually, I shouldn't be doing this. Isn't this like a symbol of disrespect in India? Like,
That I don't know.
like I know in some areas, like this, like in the Middle
Really?
East. Yeah, like some areas
Like
of
giving the finger?
yeah, this is essentially this, like, so. But what else do we got here? 2017. Do you want to take this, King?
2017, 101 people reported shot, 15 killed in Chicago, Illinois, for the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, we covered that one. But it is another shootout though.
Isn't the Democratic convention going back to Chicago this year?
That would make sense.
Good luck.
Well, at least it'll be among like-minded people. So. But yeah, we got something about Mexico 2017.
2017, followers of Indian spiritual leader
We got that one. The one after
Ashutosh
that.
Mahara win a court case 3 years after his death to keep his body in a freezer in case he should magically return to life.
Yeah, yeah, we covered that. I was just like, good luck to them about that. So, but yeah, you got 2 more 2017s if you want to take those.
2017 shootout between drug cartels in Las Vegas, northern Mexico, kills 14 people.
Las Varas.
Las Varas.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, the cartel.
2017, Volvo's cars announce all new models by 2019 will be either hybrids or battery powered. First automaker to do so.
All right. Well, Volvo. And what is your stance about Volvo?
I'll be nice. I don't like them.
No, don't be nice.
Don't do it.
Say
I
what
love
you said.
Swedish cars.
Oh, what did you say, Ghost?
Love Swedish cars.
Ah.
Saab, Volvo. I'm obsessed with Saab. Have been my whole life.
Do you find them Swede?
Yes.
Hey, Saab's a great car.
Yeah.
I've never had one, but I've driven them a couple times.
Moving up to 2018, a heat wave in southern Quebec, Canada, killed 33. Whoa. From heat.
Jeez.
Yikes. It's no joke, man.
Used to the heat up there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And while that was going on, a saleswoman in Kerala, India, won a right to sit down and take toilet breaks. Or saleswomen, they win the right to sit down and take toilet breaks in a new amendment to the law. So what, they had to shit standing up or something before that? That's bogus. Like, wow. They had to win their right to go sit. That is ridiculous.
Sounds weird.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's wild.
2019, the ancient Iraqi city of Babylon was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a lot of people don't realize, like, Babylon, known for the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which would argue, people say that they weren't even in Babylon, they were in other places or whatever. But the ancient city of Babylon, was, what is now Baghdad, Iraq.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, the capital of Baghdad is on the same, foot plan.
Yeah.
As
It's because
Yeah.
biblically it's described with the rivers, and there's two rivers there.
yeah,
It matches up
yep,
where they describe it.
yeah. And 2019 as well, former governor of Rio de Janeiro, Sergio Cabral, said he paid a $2 million bribe to secure votes for his city to be granted 2016 Olympics. Oh, so he bribed people to host the Olympics. Well, that would make sense. It is Puerto Rico. Not Puerto Rico, Brazil. Puerto Rico, what the hell am I telling
I
about?
don't remember. Did they have the Olympics now?
Yeah, they did.
I guess so.
Yeah, they did.
I don't even remember them.
2019 as well, a second stronger earthquake in Southern California at 7.1 magnitude, centered near Ridgecrest. We were speaking about an earthquake yesterday.
Yeah, there's a second hit.
Yep. 2021, one of the world's oldest pieces of art, 51,000-year-old deer bone carved by Neanderthals, and now it's discovered in Harz Mountains, Germany. Wow.
Are you kidding me?
51,000-year-old carved deer bones.
Wow.
Like,
that is something.
that is incredible.
Do they have a picture of that?
Let's see here. 51,000 year deer bone. Let's see. Oh, right here. I think this is it. Just carved.
Yeah,
Wild.
it is.
Yeah. Neanderthals. There's several of them. Cool. 2021 as well, Prime Minister Boris Johnson, this piece of crap, said he will scrap all COVID-19 restrictions in England from 19th of July to become most unrestricted country in Europe. Yeah, didn't he forbade public gatherings and then held a party in his backyard and everything?
Something like that, yeah.
So then, in order to be nice, he gave back to the people what he took away, and they let him get away with it. They should have hung him up by his thumbs.
Well, he's not there anymore, is he?
Good.
So he didn't get away with it.
Disheveled ass looking Donald Trump British guy. he looks like a British disheveled Donald Trump. So 2022, amid Greater Sydney's fourth major flood in 18 months, the Australian government declared a national disaster as 45,000 people were threatened with evacuation orders. Get out,
A lot of water.
That's a weird way to word it. Oh, I'm going to threaten you to get out of your house for your own safety. Okay, thank you. Question mark?
Oh, mandatory.
Yeah.
Mandatory evacuation.
We were under suggested evacuation. That one time in 2007 during all the fires.
Yes. Yeah.
Like we had everything packed up in the house, into the car, ready to go.
Yeah.
So that was really concerning. 2022 as well, and possibly largest ever Chinese security breach. Hacker offers to sell Shanghai police a database with information on 1 billion Chinese. So almost the entire country. They're at like 1,300,000 or 300 million people.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know. Like
Okay.
they're at 1,300,000,000 or something. Like, actually, hold on a second. Population of China. Let's see here. 1.4 billion. I was off by 100 million. My bad. So,
Good pull.
which is, when you think about it, the population of the U.S. is like 300 some odd million.
Yeah. No, I know.
China has 1 billion and more than that.
I don't know what. It seems our population's bigger than that, isn't it? 300 million.
USA population. It's like 300 some odd million. Let's see here. United States population in 2024.
341
Current
million.
population is 341,834,427
So you're
people.
right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but still, China still has
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
no,
billion,
you're right.
50 million.
Yeah.
So that's insane. 2022, legendary rock guitarist Carlos Santana collapsed on stage from dehydration and heat exhaustion in Pine Knob, Michigan. Isn't that the same place where that other guy like knocked himself out? Pine Knob, right? Like,
I don't remember where he did.
let's scroll back up. Yeah, like it's
Rod
up.
Stewart guy, I think you're right.
Yeah, Pine Knob.
How about that?
So what the hell? What's going on with Pine Knob? Don't play at Pine Knob. Like, you'll hurt yourself. 2023, a wave of shootings across the United States during 4th of July celebrations left a dozen people dead and more than 60 injured.
Jeez, what
Yeah.
year?
2023, last year.
Mm.
Last year. Well, remember, we spoke about it yesterday, the 4th of July shootings.
Yeah.
That it wasn't a white guy. Oh. And last but not least, Sir King, you want to take this last article?
All right.
Actually, you have 2 articles. Sorry.
2 articles. Hottest global temperature ever recorded for a 3rd consecutive day. We were talking about that yesterday. As average global temperatures tops 17.18 degrees Celsius, tying for July 4th and previous day.
Yeah. Oh wow. And we discovered it was like 60
Was it
some
like
odd degrees.
63, 64.
Yeah.
2023, Meta launches Threads, Instagram's new public conversations app. A day later, it becomes the most rapidly downloaded app ever with 30 million downloads.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember the failures? Google Glasses. Remember Google Plus?
I do remember something. Yeah.
They tried to shoehorn their own social media thing in, and they were like, oh hey, have you tried Google Plus? Oh, go check it out. Go make your circle. Like put your friends in your circle. Like but Facebook already exists. Like why would you want to make a Google Plus? And then they force people to have a Google Plus account by integrating everything into it.
Sure.
So if you had an email address, you had a Google Plus account, and that's how they fudge their numbers to make themselves seem relevant when they really were not. So, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links you may be interested in, including but unlimited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just on Rumble and YouTube, we're also on BitChute and Odyssey and many other places. Go check out our link tree. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows. We have the news show coming up actually in a couple hours here. Weird, odd, and unusual notable events, weather, and sports. The Omni Coalition show, talk show, coming up this Monday at 3. Waiting until after summer to get the Omni Kitchen going, and I really need everybody around me to harass me to get that going. Same with Inosh, King and Ghosts. We both got to start working on that, and I got to talk with you guys after the show about that. We don't have to have it on a schedule or anything. We can just live stream randomly or whatever. But anyway, if you want to catch us on our schedule on the live streams, if you're on the West Coast, it's 11 and 3 y'all for the Mountain, 12 and 4 watch us for more, Central 1 and 5 for the Contrive, and East 2 and 6 for your fix. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
Golden Limb.
Ghostery somewhere.
Yep, floating around. And of course, you viewer are you. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!